Brothers, today we're going to be talking about this viral video from Cinna and a content creator named Lacey, where they play out and pretend to do a bout of domestic violence. And people are calling her out for that, and they're calling him out for that. They're saying this is cringe, this is pathetic, this is weird. Why would you do this? And I agree completely. I think that this demonstrates just how fake and inauthentic and immoral these content creators are. They'll do anything for views. It really is quite shocking.
Turn the fucking cameras away. Turn the fucking cameras away.
Lacey!
Ah! Good job. Good shit.
No one feels sorry for you.
Not a single
No
person.
one does.
No one here.
I promise your own chat's probably saying W.
No, I'm seeing a lot of capital B codes, actually.
Turn the fucking...
Yeah, so that whole thing was fake. It didn't actually happen. He didn't actually hit her, but they framed it as though he did, glorifying to a younger audience that domestic violence is okay. And these are the people that want to sit there and morally judge you and lecture you. If somebody says a bad word that they don't like, they'll come out of the woodwork, they'll ooze out and be like, oh, guys, this is totally unacceptable. As if these people are in any position to be morally lecturing anyone about anything. But the reason why I want to talk about this is because this is the same person, Cinna, who was sitting in a car with NMPLOL shit-talking Asmongold because Asmongold said things that this woman disagreed with. And she thought, well, how is this going to negatively impact me? How is this going to affect me? How is what Asmongold is saying, how is it going to negatively impact me? And we should think about me. And what about my feelings? And because of my feelings, we should really kind of censor Asmongold, and Twitch should censor Asmongold. It was one of the most pathetic viral clips I've seen from this person, well, until today. But it's just shocking that when it's about Asmon giving an opinion that is correct, by the way, not all cultures are the same. Some cultures are inferior. But this girl has a major issue with Asmongold saying that because it may reflect badly on her. Something may happen to me. So she's trying to nag and Karen him to death. And NMPLOL, by the way, the guy who's also in this video agreeing with her, is the same guy who was joking, joking in quotations. This guy that said that the dead Christian girls who drowned were better off dead. And I know that recently there was a podcast with Soda Poppin' where they're like, well, that's just one of the reasons why people hate you. They have found a reason to hate you. No, people hate you because you're a soulless, disgusting, immoral scumbag who thought that it would be okay to joke about dead Christian girls as people were still looking for them. This wasn't something that happened years ago. It was something that was in the process of happening. And if you're such a subhuman piece of shit, if you're such an animal that you can't have basic empathy and realize that that's not the time for that, in the midst of, we don't know if they're alive or dead. We think that we think that they're dead, but we don't know. We don't know how many of them are gone. And you're joking about their death and saying that they're better off dead and they wouldn't have anything to live for. Yeah, you're a subhuman piece of shit. And I think people should call you out for it, and they are. And this guy, he's got friends. I disagree with Tectone that, no matter what you say, this guy's going to be a millionaire. I think like Hassan, sure, it may be a millionaire, but his reputation is mud. Hassan has to pay for his own puff pieces, and that's the way it should be. Because Hassan is a terrorist supporter. And by the way, this guy is somebody that is friends with Hassan. He's a Hassan Glazer.
To even talk to him, right? Mm-hmm. All that said, he's still gonna do Asmongold things. He ain't gonna stop.
Yeah, but okay.
He ain't gonna stop. He's gonna do it today.
Do you want my?
He's gonna do it tomorrow. He's gonna do it the next day.
Do you want my honest opinion on this?
Yes.
Okay. I think that when you are tied to, for example, right? If I had like 5 employees, right, and I'm saying a bunch of crazy shit, and it cost those employees their job.
Yeah.
At what point is my yes, I can be as unhinged as I want, right? But the people who are affected by it are allowed to be mad at me for being that unhinged. And eventually,
Agreed.
should either be fully disconnected from me or like say, hey, I'm not willing to be around this. Because again, and this is like a personal thing, I don't hate anybody, I have no drama with anybody, I don't wish any drama with anybody, right? However,
yeah, so basically she goes on to talk about how Twitch should punish Asmongold. I'm sure you've all seen the clip. This is just a little short. But keep in mind, this is the same person that just did this.
Fucking cameras away. Turn the fucking cameras away. Lexi! Ah! Good job. Good shit.
No one feels sorry for you.
Not a single
No
person.
one does.
No one here.
Yeah, keep in mind, that's the woman that just did this. That was the chick that was bitching and moaning at Asmongold about, well, you gotta, you know, you really should be punished if you make things uncomfortable for people in your organization, people who do business with you. I mean, if you're part of OTK, if you're part of this group, if you're part of this circle of friends and you're out there faking domestic violence for content, I mean, that's worse than anything that Asmongold has ever said. By far. And it's not even close. Yeah, I generally don't like these content creators. I don't. I think that their entire formula is stale. And even when it wasn't stale, it was still pathetic. I think the way that they turn on each other, I think their lack of morality, their lack of decency, their lack of ethics, I think that these people are not models for emulation at all. The men or the women. I think that if you look at them, it's exceedingly rare to find somebody like Asmongold or Tectone who, while I have disagreements with both of them on certain issues, they're 1,000 times better than your average run-of-the-mill content creator. And it's not even close. And I think a lot of it is there are people in that space that are terrified to go against other people in that space. They're afraid to be critical because they think that everyone will then point at them and they'll be the odd one out. But if you don't have the strength of character to do that, then why should anyone listen to you or watch you in any regard on anything? Whether it be politics, whether it be video games, whether it be reacting in the real world, just doing anything, being out and about. Why should anyone take you seriously and watch you and respect you if you're somebody that makes content like this?
Turn the fucking cameras away. Turn the fucking cameras away. Lexi! Ah! Good job. Good shit.
Yeah, completely fake, completely staged. But it doesn't change the fact that they tried to promote that to get a sensational clip to get clicks and views. It's pretty disgraceful. It's pretty disgusting, isn't it? And people like myself, I want no part of that. I don't want any part of their world. They have nothing that I want. I'd rather do my own thing, make my own channel in my own way, be independent, and get ahead because people like to watch my content and they decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to subscribe. Hey, I'm going to like this video. Hey, I'm going to leave a comment. Hey, you know what? I'm going to, become a subscriber or become a member. Like whatever people choose to do to become part of the channel, become part of the brotherhood. I'd rather do it that way, where people can choose what they want to do rather than becoming part of a group, an org. Hey guys, subscribe to this guy. It's like, no. I've never found that to be productive in the long run. I think that the longevity of a channel is based on how honest the content creator can be. And if they're not honest, if they're not genuine, if they're not authentic, people will pick up on that and they will eventually treat them like Ludwig. Treat them like a slug. Well, yeah, I wanted to talk about this real quick. I'm not going to take super long on this video. It's just something that caught my attention. Somebody like that who goes out there and shit talks Asmongold. And the thing is, Asmongold didn't really care, but I'm more upset on Asmongold's behalf. And the reason for that is not really anything to do with Asmongold. Asmongold and I aren't friends. He's a big boy. He can take care of himself. But I just hate this sort of culture within streaming. The duplicity, the dishonesty, the manipulation, the virtue signaling. Oh, I'm such a good person. I'm going to say that Asmongold should get canceled. I mean, these are people that are supposed to be ones that have his back, and they just didn't. And I know that Asmongold says, well, that's normal. I expect that. But Asmon, you shouldn't expect that. That isn't normal. You should expect that the people who you have in your group, that they would be friends that, you know, ride or die with you. That should be the bare minimum. Anyway, that's just my opinion on it. Well, I want to say thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say thank you for supporting the channel, and I'll see you next time.